at Warner Brothers, we have to take all that and then we have to do it for real, which is what I'm going to talk through very briefly, the actual implementation of these concepts and share with you some data. So real quick, from the Warner Brothers corporate partnership perspective, we're trying to sell a lot of things. Tickets, apps, music, domes. As Greg Scholl said, we're going to try to grow the audience through the testing. We have to find a way to grow the fan base. And finally, as was alluded to in the presentation, we're going to use this information not to just market existing products, but to create new products. So to date, social media, the band's website, in-person research. We've completed the caller study, we've tested new music, and we've used Twitter to put out 2 to 3 questions every day about various different subjects and compiled all of that data. What's interesting about this approach is we haven't sold anything yet. And we haven't sold the new song, we haven't sold new things with new colors because we need to get all of this data together and decide what those right products should be. So when we deployed the color study, you saw an example of it, so you got what it was. Ultimately allowed you to post to Twitter and Facebook what your color was, and we saw a gigantic explosion in traffic. So the concept's working. You can see these just huge spikes over there. That is when the color study launches. 10 to 20 time increase in web traffic, and we've leveled out at a place at about 300% what the normal traffic was. So when we're using questions and talking to people as opposed to just concept, our first goal is starting to work. What we're doing with Twitter is very exciting. We're using the Twitter contributor feature, which is a new feature that Twitter has, which allows multiple parties to communicate from the Devo Twitter account, which is perfect for this group because now Devo Inc. can use the Devo Twitter account to ask all sorts of focus group questions and get the byline Devo Inc. so you know who it's coming from. Yet Mark and Jerry can still put anything they want out through the same account and allow those two worlds to live together. These are some examples of the types of questions that Devo Inc. has been asking the public. And you can see here what happened when we started doing that. It's been explosive. There's been daily growth driven by the need to participate. And all of this data that we're talking about, Facebook interactions down to everything that we do, the communiques. Here you see the YouTube hotspots, looking at specifically at what messages that are coming from Devo Inc., what colors specifically are driving interest in tune-in. Things above the flat line there, if you don't use the YouTube Insight tool, are where you have above average tune-in, and when it dips down, you have more tune-out. This was a very interesting one in the color study, and you can see at this moment in time, with this color blue and this character, there was a spike in interest. So we have to figure that out and understand what that means, and input that in the database for all the decisions we make. Lots of Facebook testing, really trying out these different messages. So we'll see what we learn from the YouTube Insight, and then we'll try what we learn from that in our different Facebook ads. And you can see an example here of some Facebook targeting, where we're buying some Become a Friend ads. And in the scenario 1, we had about 2,500 people in a week click on the ad, and another 2,000 people, because they saw that go in their feed, also became a fan, and netting out with that 4,800 number. We tried the exact same messaging to a different blend of artists, and you can see, interestingly, the original group performed almost the same in terms of the paid click, but the friends of that group did not respond as well. To give the lower total there of 3,000. So we know what we have to do now to go and make changes, retest, and try to get that audience. We've tested a new song on the website. After the Olympics, we gave away an MP3 download of the song Fresh. We're streaming it currently on the site, and we're monitoring Twitter, social network, fan feedback, and as you saw, real-world focus groups to find out if this song is good enough to make the album. And we're also announcing growing the partnership today with our Cisco Eos platform. So Cisco is going to relaunch the new Devo website and make an integral hub to the tour, the campaign, the research, the music, and help us build out a broad partnership at taking Devo to the next level. The results so far, we have a lot of work still to do. And the next feedback loop of data we will have is when we put these approved products or these focus group tested products in the marketplace. We haven't done that yet. And then we will reset our goals and continue to retest. Now, I think it's time to do a real-world focus group here now, and I will turn it over to Jacob from Mother Los Angeles, the research consultant.